Okay Ben, so we've got another beautiful midsummer's evening, and today we're going to have a look at boxing the tug slipstream, and then on from that some spin avoidance and recovery training. Often we find that this is a fairly new topic for PPO holders undergoing their conversion training. To do all this, we'll be getting to grips with the K13 Glider, which provides some of the advanced training in the syllabus currently, and it also requires that little bit more finesse to fly, so we'll get a good look at your coordination. On to boxing the toe. As we discussed previously, there are two towing positions: the normal towing position for standard operations, which is above the slipstream, and the low towing position, which is below the slipstream, which we use for long distance aero retrieves to keep the rote under tension. However, as part of aero training, we need to be able to demonstrate precision flying on tow and be able to put the glider exactly where we want to in a stable manner. To practice this, we're going to try and visualise where the tug slipstream is, and from that visualisation, imagine a box around that slipstream, as shown in the diagram. We will aim to move the glider around the edges of the box from the normal towing position to the low tow position without the glider entering the slipstream, and in doing this we'll need to move slightly out to the side. Throughout, we will obviously keep a close eye on our limitations, looking not to get too far out of position from the tug. It will initially look a bit unusual though. Remember that when we are ready to come back into position, as we briefed before, the tension of the rope will pull us in, and we will need to make a small correction as we come parallel again with the tug. There will be no need to make any big movements on the stick. Once off tow, we'll then have a look at some spin avoidance and recovery training. We've already started this by having a look at some incipient stage scenarios, but now we're going to go further and have a look at a fully developed spin. The reason we put so much onus on this is because spinning still appears in the serious accident statistics, so it's important to provide the best possible training. We will have a look at a couple of spin scenarios at height where the glider may depart. For example, a spin off a well-banked thermal turn where we're a bit slow and uncoordinated, and potentially a spin off an underbanked turn, which could result from something like a low circuit at low speed. Potential of a spiral dive instead of a spin occurring is also something we'll need to consider. Throughout all of this, we must remember our hassle and health checks and the standard spin recovery. That is, full opposite rudder, stick centrally forwards to the rotation stops. Once that's happened, then centralise the rudder and ease out of the dive before returning to the normal gliding attitude.
So, there is a lot of differences in this. It's a lot heavier to fly. You've got the trim over here now, so you do that with your left hand. Yeah. Over like that, trim. Brake lever, you've got double paddled air brakes now.
Before getting airborne, we had a quick chat with some of the pilots at Lasham to find out how they got into gliding and what makes it such an amazing form of flying to do.
So you're joined by Declan. I'll let you introduce yourself, Declan.
Hi, I'm Declan. I'm 21 and obviously I fly from here. So.
And you got into gliding first, didn't you? When was that?
So it was in 2013 when I first started. So I was 13. Went solo at 14 and got my licence basically at 16, and then was flying cross country and since then, and then started in the tugs in 2017.
Hi, I'm Amalia. I've been gliding for about a year and a half, and I got into it in probably sort of a less normal route. I had a friend he's now on the British team out in Lithuania at the moment, competing. And he said, hey, do you want to come for a 2-week all expenses paid holiday, and all you have to do is feed me and look after my glider for me? And I was pretty sold. So I went out there, crewed for him for 2 weeks, saw what everyone was doing and thought, this looks awesome. So here I am a year and a half later, and I'm about to go do my first cross-country flight.
Hi, I'm Phil Jones. Started gliding literally when I was 2 weeks old, believe it or not. I think my mother was flying the glider, and my dad was holding me in an old-fashioned two-seat glider many years ago. So I came from a gliding family, so it's inevitable I'd always end up gliding. So I was around the competition scene, just crewing with my dad and helping out really, and then went solo when I was 16. And then started flying competitions straight away, but of course I had to go to work at some point. So joined the military, flew Tornadoes for about 11 years. But always gliding. Always loved to be able to have the release to fly gliders. There's nothing better. Even after that, joined the airlines. Been flying the airlines for 25 years. But always want to come back to gliding. Always want to get to the glider.
So hi, I'm Nora. I've been gliding for 10 years. I love it. I got into gliding because my family in Canada did gliding, and I used to live near Bicester. I saw gliders flying in the sky, and I thought I'd drop by the local gliding club, and I've been doing it ever since. and this is my glider, and I think I'm going to fly about 100 kilometers in it today, just getting started. Going to flying competition hopefully next month, and yeah, just recommend everyone to just do it. It's awesome.
So the youngest age you can go solo in anything is in gliding at only 14 years old, and you go cross country at 16, is that right?
That's it, yeah.
And yeah, and one of the real benefits of it, if you're at a club where there's some tow plane flying, not just winch launching, is that you can become a tow plane pilot. Tell us a bit more about what a tow plane pilot does, if it's not super obvious.
So basically we just pull the gliders up into the air, making sure that they get dropped into a sensible place. If it's aerobatics, into the aerobatic box, or if it's for a cross-country task, into a nice thermal, so it helps the pilots out. And then as long as we get up, around and down as quickly as possible to get everyone launched in the quickest amount of time, saving money for the club, that's the main thing.
Well, almost exclusively tow plane pilots are glider pilots first, because they understand what the glider pilots are looking for from a safety point of view and from getting into thermals to out of cross country. So this is one of Lasham's tow planes. How many flights would you get a day in one of these on a busy day?
On a really busy day we'll get around about 26 takeoff and landings in these, which is pretty much non-stop most of the day really.
How many hours would that be in a day then?
That's a really good question. We log around about 10 minutes per tow, so it'll be 260 minutes. And then
12, 8, 24, about 4 and a bit hours. But hey, you're not paying for that, so if people are looking to sort of hours build, become professional pilots, if you're a glider pilot, then you get lucky enough to become a tow plane pilot. It's a really good way.
So I recently passed my RONS theory, so I've just been working on that recently, getting my hours in, and I've just got to do the skills test part, and then I'll have my RONS endorsement. I just think it's just a brilliant sport, and it's a great way into aviation, and just the feeling of being in a strong thermal is just brilliant.
It is mega, isn't it?
It is really good.
You, and where are you at?
We're just trying to do my silvers at the minute, my silver badges. It's not gone too well, but then the summer hasn't been great either.
So for people that don't glide, what's a silver badge?
It's the first achievement you get after your bronze and cross-country adjustments, like your licences, if you will.
So that's it's a bit like, shows a bit more of a level of experience, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Okay, controls. Oh god, they are heavy, aren't they? Full, free and correct movement. Ballast is going to be different.
Just do rudder as well, just Steve.
Thanks. Yeah, so yeah.
Ballast, we are going to have a look at the placards in this time, so you can properly understand what we're doing. So look down to your left, so let's see loading limitations, put the rear in. Good, fantastic.
Ready to connect. Open. Closed.
All out.
But still a little bit of stick back just to get there.
Yeah.
How does it handle?
It's a lot heavier.
Yeah.
A lot more pressure.
Yeah. Slow down 5 knots. Now 60, that's good, thank you. Okay so far?
Yeah, it's good. I'm sitting slightly left all the time.
Yeah.
Probably because I need to be more positive, but God, you've got to be a lot more positive. Like putting that right roll in, crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
She naturally wants to go left at the top one, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate boxing the toe. I have control.
You have control.
Ignore that's the toe. So I'm going to go out to the right. Just feel that follow through. Don't stick movements. Out to the right.
Yeah, very good.
Down. Maintaining the tension in the rope. Very small movements. Let the tension pull me across. If we're not, if we're good, he will not feel a thing.
Yeah, crazy.
See, the stick's barely moving in order to do that. And all I now do is let the tension pull me in.
Wow.
Fancy a go?
Yeah, I'll go.
You have control.
I control.
So out to the right when you're ready. Keep going, keep going. Okay, now down. Okay, and across. Very nice this is so far. Keep going. Just up a little bit. Keep going left. Just avoid the weight. Keep going left. And now start cutting up. Very nice. Little bit of weight there, you can see. Keep coming up. Out to the left a bit more. And back in position. How's that?
Very interesting.
So all we're using that for is to check that the actual person flying can actually put the glider wherever they want behind the toe. And that they're not going to get unstable at any point. So this is what my first solo was, it was this.
Wow.
K13 was seen as, wow, high performance glider. There's about 600 of these worldwide.
So I've been spoiled really.
So yeah, K13 is luxury. This replaced the open top gliders that existed in the 50s.
Oh my days.
And the open top gliders replaced the Slingsby Grasshopper, the seat and the wings that I've also flown.
Have you?
So yeah. So gliding's moving in the right direction. This is sort of the Cessna 150 of the gliding world. So coming up to release heights. It will get easier once we're off toe. So usual standard release. Whenever you're ready. And remember, release it up from the toe. Don't fly into the rope. So just settle down, 45 knots for best glide in this.
Wow.
Show me your hands when you trims. Fantastic. Okay, just do a couple of turns just to get used to her. And I'm going to demonstrate a spin, and then I'll get you to do one.
Lovely. Get the nose. Yeah, that nose drop.
So the nose will appear lower when we're flying in a straight line due to the lack of performance this has. So I have done a 200 kilometre flight in 5 hours in one of these. So
Rather you than me.
a shed with wings. But a very nice shed with wings. A lot of heritage in these. Okay, so castle check when you're ready, please.
Okay, so height, what's our minimum height?
No spinning below 1500.
Okay, height recovery, airframe is...
Maximum B&E 108. That's the big problem in this. You'll get to B&E very quickly.
Copy.
G limit's about 4 in this. 76 is max manoeuvring.
Copy. Security, I've got no loose articles. My phone's in there, but not really a negative. Engine we don't have. Location, clear of airfields, filter areas, control airspace, and danger areas. We've got a recovery airfield there. And look out, I'm going to go left first and then turn back right towards the airfield.
Watch that speed.
Yeah. The nose dropped, interesting.
Yep.
Twice I've done that. We've got one dude down to the left
Yeah,
there.
it's fine. And then round down to the right so I can see Lasham.
sort my turns out now, so.
So I have control.
You have control?
So I'm going to demonstrate spinning off the thermal turn. So you've seen this demonstrated in the Folk and in the K13 where we've been in that attitude. Let's see it actually go into a spin. So here we are, we're thermaling in a busy gaggle of gliders. Another glider comes to join us, we're craning our net looking behind. We can't really tighten the turn too much, so we apply more rudder. The nose position looks really low, so you think you will not be able to spin from this. I tighten the turn, the glider spins. Full opposite rudder, sticks centrally forward, centralise the rudder, ease out of the dive. Okay? How's that?
Yeah, it's alright. Nice and dynamic.
Okay, fancy having a go?
Yeah, you can.
We don't need to necessarily do it on that scenario, but you have control.
I have control.
John airspace 1 mile ahead, that's not a problem. If you'd like to just raise the nose, apply some right rudder or left.
We'll go left.
Yeah, hold it in, hold it in, hold it in, hold it in. On my command, recover. Good. Good. Right, one more for good luck.
Yeah. Round to the right?
Yeah, round to the right. Very, very good. Hold it in, hold it in. No, that's fine.
Yeah, it's nice for a good.
No problem.
That was
Okay.
not much nicer entry.
Good.
Better than a proper entry, really.
What? So when we teach, we don't teach them nose up into a spin because nobody actually ever does that. I have control. I'll put it into one more spin for you and I'll get you to recover.
Okay.
This is the, let's do the really interesting one. Spin off a failed winch launch. This is the one that's killed many people. And then we'll do a spiral dive to finish off. But this will be a full spin entry. On my command, I'll say you have control, then recover.
Okay.
So I'm going to dive to get some speed, but send them in a winch launch. Okay. So we go to the winch launch. Bang! Launch fails. I lower the nose, but to the normal flying attitude. I try and turn. Glider departs. You have control. Recover. Intense.
Yeah, it is intense. Yeah, but yeah, it's that initial. Oh, I'm going in now. That's worse than the G pulling out, in my opinion.
Okay, and I'll just dive control. Let's just have a look at just that thermal one again. Where it goes into spiral dive. I'm just climbing a little bit here at the moment.
It is good fun spinning.
So I'll put it into the attitude where we go into a spiral dive. So there we go. It feels like it will. You have control.
I have control.
See, it doesn't really. So I'm happy you can recover from the spin.
Jolly good.
Good.
Do we recover then?
Yeah, we'll just fly around. You got time now. Even a little thermal there to play with.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I like it more. I'm getting used to it. It does obviously feel really different at first.
Yeah.
I'll head this way a little bit and then do a 180, I think.
Yeah, you got loads of height, so. How about having a go side slipping? Have a go. Very nice. Perfect.
Do it on the other way,
And that's a skill I don't think that is taught particularly well at PPL level.
Oh, no, I think I do it.
Good. So, side slipping, essential level, you're very good at that.
It's not hard, you just put object control.
Yeah.
I'm going to go left, just so you know, to turn the map out.
The only thing I'd say is just think about your positioning. So we're at the low key point here,
Yeah,
and we could have to go a long way, potentially with a bit of a headwind.
We've got around now.
So
I was trying to move from.
generally easy is sit upwind and do your manoeuvring, or sit the upwind edge of the circle. Goodyear Farnborough in the distance at 12 o'clock.
Oh, you see central London?
Yeah, it's London there. Yeah.
Wow.
Can you see Manchester easily from Blackpool, Liverpool?
No. Sometimes, but... I'll have a go at some slow flight.
Yeah.
So, 40 knots probably minimum.
Yeah. Stall about 36 in this.
Still nice and effective, aren't they?
Yeah. So this has got washouts. I don't know if you know. That's
Yeah,
a
wash in and wash out, yeah.
Yeah. Got a washout. Very much.
And did it get to the light buffer a little bit? Yeah, it's nice and controllable.
Yeah.
I like them more now.
Yeah.
It's just obviously I've been spoiled.
Genuinely, it actually is a better trainer than the K13. You get a better pilot out of this.
Yeah, ironic if I was flying it worse, wouldn't it? So 45, sorry, 55 for my low speed.
Lift there.
Yeah, there's a good bit of lift. I'm just using it to track progress on
Yeah, nice one. You're going up a little bit. No real rush. Reference point again at 0.9 bit. So this thing will come down much easier than the K21.
Probably, and you'll say the nose up pitching attitude.
You'll feel the nose come up.
Cool. Yeah, back to best glide.
Steep turns to the left perhaps with some reversals. There goes that nose again.
Yeah. I'll give myself some energy.
And reverse. Oh, look at that string. Oh.
Bloody string. There you go. Probably put it out for you there. One more 360 and then get to high key.
Okay.
Oh, we got a bit of lift. Right, I'm tight end of the line now. Slightly high, but the glide ratio is a bit worse, so that's a bit safer. And where would you like to stop? Well, angle, I know, on the landing point.
Yeah, roll us to the launch point.
So my reference point is the 09 numbers. Get lift
Yeah, well, you all do in the Cessna as well, you just don't notice it.
Yeah.
It's just annoying bumps. But of course the wing loading is so much lower, this thing that you know you will go up. But maybe actually in Blackpool you get to see breeze run, you get less than seal. There won't be any conversion. Blackpool will be a rubbish place to glide.
Yeah. barrel walking out.
Oh, sorry, barrel, yes. Yeah, that's good for the lakes, but in certain wind directions as well, much easier to lose speed than this is not dragging it. We've had lift all the way around since Loki. Check 55.
Correct.
See the nose set up absolutely.
Yeah, pretty good.
Speed reduced.
Correct.
You've got basically full brake out there. That's all.
Yeah, I touched down a bit sooner than I wanted, but... Oh. Yeah, that's different. Yeah, I kind of smashed it in. I was trying to hold her off, but... Or was I just at landing speed?
Yeah, it doesn't need much runway. Good, so that was the only flight you do in the K13.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Another type to fly. Yeah, I liked it the more I flew it.
Yeah. I don't like it when people say new things about the K13.
It was just different at first. And I quite like it in the end. You just get used to it, don't you?
Yeah. And that's your dumper today.
Sick. Thanks, mate.